Hello everybody, welcome to this live stream. I'm going to look up myself on my iPad so I can read comments if there are comments. So I have to look myself up. Oh my gosh, that's not me, that's somebody else. Yes, here I am. So if there are any people who is watching and try to talk to me, I can see them. Sound is off. Okay, so welcome. This is part 4 and the last part of this painting, this image painting with pen pastel and pastel pencils. A lot of peas. So let's see what we are going to do. We are going to do those two flowers, those orchids, and we are going to do the cricket. At least I think it's a cricket. I'm not such an animal insect person, but I think it's a cricket, so we make it green. So I just put a basic layer, and I did it with my Stabilo Cartobello 560. So already a base layer, but first we are going to do the orchids, the flowers. So let's do that. Okay, put this away, make some room for myself. Mostly I'm going to use for the flowers my pen pastels, and this will be mixed, I think. Maybe more pencils than the pen pastel, but we will see. I have here my tissue paper for my hand, so I don't smudge everything around. So I put my hand on it because I need a little bit of support that I don't shake too much. So I have here my blenders for the people who didn't see my other videos on this painting. I have already 3 videos on it. One by the background and how I'm using the Frisket film. One about the skin. I didn't do the skin totally because it was a little bit more time than the 1 hour. So, and I don't want to do it more than about an hour and a half, because I think it will be boring for most of the people. For myself, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but I know a lot of people don't have the patience to watch such a long time at a video. So I try, because it's coloring, and coloring is a slow medium, and coloring is, well, it takes time. So it is what it is. And I can do edit videos, I can do the fast forward videos, but I don't think you learn anything about it. So I choose for just what you see, what I'm doing. You can see it, but yes, it takes time. So sometimes it can be a little bit boring, but yes, you have to choose one way or the other. Oh, hi Vicky, welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Will you see it again? This is what I have for now. And a praying mantis. Oh my god, okay. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to see later. Is it also green, or have I look it up for the colors? I don't know. Oh, it's good for you. Praying mantis. I'm going to write it down because I want to look it up later at least. Praying mantis. Yes, okay. So is it green? Can I color it like a cricket? Like light and darker green colors? That would be nice. But thank you. So yeah, let's start, because if I talk too much, my hour will be gone. Okay, so I using my pen pastels. I have my pastels here, and I'm taking those colors, and it is the magenta colors. So I'm laying it next to me because I don't have too much room here. So green or brown? Yes, most crickets, at least I look up for crickets. They are mostly in brown or green, so it's the same then. So I won't be really crazy about my coloring then. But you know, I like also crazy colors, especially for hair. I just did now a brown because I do too much, I think, strange colors. I like blue and purples and, well, maybe pink. I like strange colors. So it's also for the flowers. If I'm coloring blue flowers, I like that. And I know it's not realistic, but I like to do it like that way. So, but it's all about how I'm doing it and not about the colors, I think. People needed to know how you use the tools, and yeah, I think that is more important than the colors. But yeah, sometimes people also want only copy what you are doing, so colors can be important. I'm also giving for the Dutch girls, because I'm a Dutch woman. I'm giving coloring lessons, and yeah, they 80% will copy me because they find it easier to learn. And I think it's true. If you are learning or if you are a beginner, then copying a color is easier, I think. So I will do a little bit of a yellow in the center because I was looking up for orchids and I saw a lot of orchids with that kind of color. So I will put a little bit, and I'm using the orange from Pan Pastel. So I'm just putting a little bit of that orange. Doesn't need much, just a little, just a touch. Where are you coming from, Vicky? Are you from England or from the United States, or I don't even know at the time now. From the United States. Oh, I am losing my, oh, here. So take a little bit of the magenta, just a normal color for magenta, not the dark or the tint. Or maybe, yeah, just a normal color. And I'm using here the blenders from Jane Davenport, and I really love them for the pen pastels. I showed it every video. It's a Jane Davenport baton blenders, and they are really wonderful. I think they're wonderful. I think they are very nice to use. They don't go broken as quickly as the other tools. This one, they will lose their stability. They are already cracking already, and I'm just using them for a little bit of background. And this is smooth paper, so it's just, oh my gosh, 7 o'clock in the morning, eh? AM is in the morning, eh? Oh my gosh, you just wake up, you just have your coffee. But nice to see you here. Nice to say hello. I don't have so much people who are watching me, and I don't, it's also a little bit my own fault because I don't have an announcement about it. And that is really because I don't know when I ever can go live on this moment of my living time. I mean, I have a day job and it's now Easter, so I'm now at home, but mostly I don't know exactly when I'm off my job. Sometimes I heard, let's say today, that I have to come tomorrow, and so on, so that I can't put any message on YouTube from, hey, I'm here tomorrow, because I'm not sure. So I try to blend the colors a little bit in each other, so they will be connected. Sometimes you have to bring back the colors a little bit, like I'm doing now. I want the vibrancy. And sorry, Vicky, when I'm saying stupid English words, it's not my intention, but that is because it's not my home language, and I am not the youngest anymore, as you can see. And yeah, it's just school English and a little bit of listening to YouTube videos and so on. I can't watch. Conflict with the time. Yeah, I know. But it's also hard when you are doing, like me now, the videos in English. It's a little bit hard to get the right time, because I have to think about the people in the Netherlands, European time, but also I want to have more people around the world in my group. I think it's nice to have to meet some people like you now, and it's nice to have different countries in my group, I think. So I want to try it in English, and I want to do it in English. So, but then it's the time difference is always a problem. Okay, I'm using now the magenta, and I'm putting just a little bit on my paper, and I try to make a little bit, not like one blob, one piece of coloring, but just make some stripes in it, like in a flower. So you are a member of my my channel, so you get notified, of course. Well, that's good, but still it's early for you. You enjoying my accent? Okay. Okay, thank you. Well, then we are just going to do what I'm going to do. No, I'm kidding, but sometimes it's hard to find the words, and yeah, and then I'm feeling little bit ashamed, because I'm going to get a little bit well, I'm ashamed, let's say that. But at least I'm trying, and I know a lot of people want to do it and don't dare to talk a little bit English. And I am thinking, well, what I've got to lose. If it doesn't work out, then I'll do it in Dutch. But for now I'm still doing it in English, and it's okay. It's okay. I think it's okay when I make mistakes. I am not perfect. So I'm bringing now the tint color, the first color that I did on my base. I bring it back over the darker color just to try to get it blend a little bit more in each other. So and I'm always saying, Vicky, it's a little bit of my charm. Stupid English is a little bit of my arm. Charm. Well, yeah, let's say that. Do you have a channel, Vicky, or are you just watching two videos? So don't do every time the same at every flower petal. Just make a little bit every petal different, because no in real life nothing of no, my gosh, see, now I'm stumbling. So not every petal is always the same in nature, so just make a little bit every time and another shape, then it's more realistic. Okay, going back to my magenta, and I'm going to bring back a little bit the color back, the vibrancy back, and I'm doing it only around the half of the petal. It's not all the way up. Okay, a little bit darker on the top. Okay, and now I'm taking the extra dark from the magenta, and I'm just going to do a little bit in the at the yes, the beginning of the petal, just to make it a little bit darker here. okay. So as you can see, it's only the pen pastels what I'm using now for the flowers, no pencils. If you have too much on your sponge, then just take it a little bit off on your kitchen roll or something. I have a piece of kitchen roll. I'm also using kitchen towel. When one is on the list of carrying in the trash, I will cut them in little pieces, and I'm using that one. So you can use different things. Okay, I'm going now to clean my bottom. I'm going to mix a little bit more. I'm going to see how it is. I'm always looking in my screen of how the flowers look, or what I'm even coloring, and I think they are okay. Yes. So now we are going to do the praying mantis, or the cricket, or something like that. And yeah, I have to have some greens, so I'm putting away my purples. And I'm taking out my greens. So I have here my greens. I have the Hansa yellows and the chrome oxide green. I don't know yet which one I'm going to use. I really like a little bit of the olivey kind of green, like this one, but I think I better can use those two and maybe the darkest one, not this one, for the cricket. So let's take a new baton and let's see what I can do about that one. I'm looking up for some pictures so I have a little bit an idea how it's colored. And yeah, there are so many different ways you can do it, because I always see a little bit brown, I see green, but I also see a little bit of an orange. But I will do it in cream because I have already brown hair, so I think that a little bit of green. Yeah, I can see what you are meaning, because crickets had wings and I can't really see wings here. I'm going to look up what you are saying. That was praying mantis. Oh yeah, I can see. Oh my. Yeah, I think you are right. But they are mostly green indeed. Yeah. I don't think that we have them here. We have crickets, but we don't have this one. Okay, so a lot of greens, and well, it does it better. Okay. I start a little bit with chrome oxide green. I'm creating a line over here. Okay, it's a nice shade. I was trying to make it very carefully because when you have too much it's so hard to get it away, because this paper can't have too much layers, and I am a person who loves to do layer over layer over layer. And I'm just in the eyes. What kind of eyes color do they have? Oh, I see black, I see brown. Oh my gosh, so many. Oh, I even see green. Okay, meer olivey green. Okay, but for now I don't. I get it away. I'm already lost my baton. Oh, here he is. Do you also have that when you are working and you think that you have everything tied up next to you neatly, and still everything is disappearing? I wanted that lighter color a little bit here, and I'm trying to incorporate it somewhere else in the cricket or in the mantis. I draw and watercolor, started coloring years ago. I follow you and Chris Chang. I love both you. Oh, yeah, Chris Chang is wonderful, really. I'm following her too, and his of her, and she's amazing. I'm nothing to her. She is so good. Oh, you're so nice, Vicky. Thank you. And already when you just put a little bit green in it, it looks so different. It's so nice to see how a little bit of color something changed. I have to be very carefully because there are so small things on her feet. I just call it feet because there are no feet, but you know what I mean. What shall I do? It's the first time that I'm coloring this animal. So I'm taking a little bit of the dark color to see how it mixes and what it does to it, just to bring some depth in it. Depth, I think it's such a difficult word to speak. Depth. Oh my, that's nice. I have to be very careful. Going to use the tip of my sponge and try to make those lines here. It's a little bit hard, I think, but very slowly, very lightly I will put the color on it. And it's going to work, I think. I'm going to take the pencil out and try to put a little bit green here because it's so difficult with the baton. And the face has to be nice in form because that's all the expression. Okay, let's see what I can do with a little bit darker around her eye. Okay. Gives a little bit look of an olivey color together, so I like it. I'm just taking a little hint of the green yellow, and that is from Hansa Yellow. It is this one, this color. So this is yellow. I think it's yellow. It's not real yellow, but they call it Hansa Yellow. And I'm going to take the green yellow. So to make a little bit of a highlight, maybe, I hope. Yes, it will work. So it's nice to have the different kind of colors in the face or in the whole animal, just to make it more alive. And it's not easy because it's such a small shape to work in, and your baton is already so quickly too big. And of course we have the pencils, but I really like my pen pastels, so I want to try to do as much as I can with the pen pastel. So I'm now blending those colors a little bit together to get a nice variety from those green colors. So here it's a little bit bending it, so you can lay more shadow over there. And every time I put a little bit of my pen pastels down on my paper, I will clean up my sponge, and then I'm going to blend with a clean or almost clean sponge. Now I don't like this one, so I'm going to take it off. I really like it when the light color is on the bottom. So that Hansa yellow shade I'm going to take off from the bottom of his body. Maybe that that yellow color was very bright. Maybe that will do something here for me. Yes, I think so. It's all about mixing and blending to make it the right color that you like. Only on this paper you can't blend too much, of course, but try it. Do not too much. Use not too much pastels, just light layers, and then it will be okay, I think. Okay. I have to see which side I have to use, because I have 4 sides and that's all green, so I have to look up every time which one do I need to use now, because I try to have for every color his own piece of sponge. Going to use my pencil again. Can you see it still in there? Yeah. So because I don't want to make the skin dirty. So if this is green like this, it's okay. Okay. Take a little bit of the dark color, and I have to sit a little bit different because when I'm on my own and I'm coloring, I always change my book, my paper where I'm coloring on, to have the right position. But for now, when you are filming it, that's always a little bit hard to do. So I have to get it off here a little. Yes, that's working. Taking now the yellow-green color, mixing into the other colors. Taking a little bit of the yellow. Okay. This is the extra dark. Just make a little bit of a shadow. Then I'm taking the normal of just the chrome oxide green and blend it out. And then I'm taking the Hansa yellow shade and blend it in. So I'm taking my extra dark again from the chrome oxide green and making a little bit of a shadow over here. I'm going to take the chrome oxide green, just put it next to it. Then I am going to take the Hansa yellow green, oh yellow, sorry, Hansa yellow shade, that's it. And now I'm going to blend everything a little bit together with that color. Can you just keep adding layers until you like it? Yes, there is a point where you have to stop on smooth paper, and this is just a coloring book, so it's a smooth paper, so it don't take too much of the layers. If you are using, for example, pastel matte, that is a paper that looks like oh, how do you call it in English? Like you are taking off the paint of wood when you make it clean, that kind of paper. That's look like a little bit like that kind of paper, and then you can layer 20, 30 layers if you want. But if you are coloring in a coloring book like I'm doing now, 5, 6 layers max, and then it's finished. So you have to think in front what you are doing with it, because there is a moment that you can't do anything without. What you can do if you have to put if you put too much pen pastel on your paper, for example, you have a kneader eraser, and you can very easily, maybe I can show you somewhere. I have here a little bit of a piece where I am always trying things out for colors, and this pastel, pen pastel and pastel pencils on a Bristol smooth surface, so it's also a smooth surface. So then you can try to get it off by pressing on your paper, and then you get very much off of your paper, and you could put other layers on it when you think, well, no, this kind of layer I don't like, of this color, or you do want to do something else with it. If you have a normal eraser, I have here also like a pencil eraser from some Monocero eraser. I really like this one, but it doesn't work on this paper with pen pastels. I don't get the color off. So it also yes, it just, not every eraser can do that for you. So you have to see, this is the one from Faber-Castell, the kneaded eraser, and this is the one who I like the most. I have had 2 or 3 different brands like Derwent, and also just from the toy shop, and all kind of brands. This one is the best. It stays. The other ones, the cheaper ones, or the other ones, will getting hard, and when this is just laying here, okay, you have to put it 1, 2, 3 times through your hands, because the warmth has to go through the eraser to get it work, to get this kind of thing doing. But the other erasers, you can't do this anymore after a while. It is, they are all getting so hard. So if you're looking for something like this, the Faber-Castell is one of the best. That's what I think. But this is the way to get it off and try to do other colors. If you have too much color on it, just press it like here. Just press it and try to get something off with your eraser, and it will be lighter and lighter, and the color will be in your eraser. And just knead it. Just try to get the color away by kneading it. And you can use this for a very, very, very long time. I have this already 3 years or something, and it's still just nicely gray and not even, okay, or sometimes you have to change it, but this is still my first one, so it goes a long way. But if you are using smooth paper like copy paper or thick copy paper or coloring books or whatever you like to use, then there is a max of layers you can use. And with pencils it's also a little bit tricky, because pencils won't lay down on every paper, also not on every coloring book paper or something like that. That's also something that you have to learn to work with. But if you are working, like I said, with pastel matte paper, you can use your pastels and your pen and your pencils. But also then when you are using if you use them together and you use first your pen pastel and you want to work over it with your pencils for the details, if you have put too much of the pen pastels, your pencils won't work. They are doing nothing for you. So keep that in mind, that you still have to do light layers always. So I'm now still making my shadows with the extra dark color, and I'm going to use the oxide green next to it. I take a little bit of that Hansa yellow, putting it next to that, and we are going to blend. And because this piece is behind this one, I leave that a little bit darker. It gets more shadow than this piece, this shape. Okay, I hope that speaks for themselves. No. I have the wrong color on my sponge. So now I am going to choose for the Hansa yellow. It's not the shade, but just the yellow, just to make it a little bit lighter, because this piece of the leg is in front of everything, so I think it can stand out a little bit more than the one who are a little bit behind it. I also put a little bit more here. Sometimes my eyes go over the whole piece and I think, oh, going back, I need a little bit more there, because sometimes we are coloring, let's say you did her tail and you are coloring the legs, you think, oh, I think the tail needs more color because the legs are different and it doesn't fit together. So just I'm going back and forward just to make it as one whole piece. So sometimes you need to go over it to get the right colors together. Okay, taking the extra dark again, and I want it laid down here, but that's a little bit tricky for me. Fill it up with the green, and then I'm taking the shade from Hansa yellow. Okay, doing the same thing with the other leg, but now the shadow will be next to the other leg, because this leg will create the shadow on the leg who lays behind. So now I'm going to blend a little bit to the front, and the last piece I will use the Hansa yellow again. And now I'm going to blend it all together. Okay, start with the darker color again. Now do those two legs together now, because they are such a small pieces. Oh, and I will just use, because they are so small and I want a little bit of a light color in it, so I'm only going to use the extra dark color, and then the Hansa yellow, the shade. Just only those two colors, and then I'm going to blend. Because if you are going to use 3 colors in this small piece, then you don't get any darker color of a lighter color in it anymore, and you really want to have that lighter color in it. So put a little bit extra dark again, and now only I'm going to blend it. I'm not having any pastels on my blender or on my sponge. I just blend. Okay, well, now this one is finished. I think that her eye is too dark, so I'm going to try, like I showed you, with my eraser to cut something off. Well, thank you. I did it with 2 colors. It's with magenta, the purple what also is in the flower, and violet shade. I use violet shade for the surrounding. So those 2 colors I've used, and it's so easy to do. It's on the first video from this mini series. See, that's much better. When it's a little bit lighter, the eye is much better. It needs a little bit of a color, but we have to see. I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use, yes, what kind of color? I think I'm going to use, well, I'm going to try this Hansa yellow, the lighter tint color. I don't know if it is okay, but then I'm going to erase it again. But if you don't try, you never know. So let's see what happens when I'm putting this on, because it's a little bit greenish yellow, so it should be nice. No, I see that I'm a little bit out of her eye, so I'm going to take it away with my eraser, so you can make her very easily just some kind of a point. It is not very sturdy, but it works. You just go over it very slowly. I don't take my pencil because I want to have a little bit darker color between her eyes. Okay, so now I'm going just to make some details with a black pencil. I have to look for one, and I have so many projects around me, so I have to see if I can find a black one. I'm going to use a polychromo if I can find it. This is my black one. Yes. So I just have a polychromo. Yes, you can see how I do it, yeah. Just make the mini series so you can see from the very start how I'm doing things until the end. And I hope that people indeed like these kind of videos. I'm not doing that always, but sometimes. Because sometimes when I'm watching videos from somebody else and I'm thinking, yes, but how did they do that? And how did they do that? And if nobody showing it, or if it's a fast forward video, it's always so hard to see how people doing it exactly. You do say something, but it goes so quick. So I find it always nice to see how. So now I'm going to make her hairs of her eye. I'm just going to put a little bit darker colors. Her eyebrows a little bit darker, not too much, just a little, just a touch, just to stand out a little bit more. And I can't see exactly how her eyes of the cricket is, so I just do something. But it's okay. I think for the rest it's okay. I don't want to do too much of the pencil because then it takes the look from the pastels a little bit away, and I don't want it in this case, so I'm leaving it like this. So yeah, I think it's ready, it's done, it's okay. Oh yes, they are very pricey. So I was the lucky one. I had my own craft company for years. I don't have it anymore now, but I have it for years. So I had about 40 colors, I think 40, 50 colors for a nice price. But now I buy maybe every month 2 colors extra, and so I'm trying to get my my sets complete. But we're having a really financial hard time here, so it's not easy to do to spend too much money on our craft materials. I need to spend my money something else, and it's a little bit hard, but we will manage. And my husband got sick, and he doesn't have any job anymore, so it's not easy. So, and I think when I'm watching in the screen, it has a little bit of a strange spot on here, so I'm going to try to get it a little bit lighter. I put a little bit pencil. Just like I said, it will be sometimes strange when you're doing it. When I'm watching in my book, it's not so difficult, but at least it's not so harsh. But when I'm looking at the screen, it is. But it's okay for now. Oh my gosh, that is so hard, Vicky, because it's depends a little bit on what you are going to do. Are you crazy about flowers? Are you crazy about landscape? It's so hard to recommend somebody for colors, because when you are seeing this, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 colors or so is in this image. 15, maybe 17 colors. So it's so hard to recommend somebody the colors, but most people are saying if you like, because I'm not one of those people, but some people like to mix. So if you buy in the colors like red, yellow, blue, white, black, and a brown of something, then you can mix colors. You can mix a green, you can mix a purple, you can mix everything, a lot of colors at least with those colors. And well, yeah, like I said, I'm not like a mixing person. I like to have the colors, and the reason why is because you are never mixing enough for let's say for the skin, and it's so hard to mix the second time for the skin or for a flower, for at least for the same color. It's so hard to get the right amount of pastels together, or the right amount of paint, or the right amount of what you are using. Maybe your watercolors, when you are mixing, maybe you find trouble also with mixing. But if you are good in that, then you can use just a few colors and you can make a lot of other colors. No, I'm just leaving them in my book. I know some people ask me about it indeed, but I don't have the room to put everything here. I'm just having a small room here from 2 by, what is it, 3.5 I think, and I have a lot of stuff from my early days in the crafting period, because I did a lot of 3D crafting and scrapbooking and all that kind of things. And the last, well, would it be 7 years, I'm only coloring and painting. I'm not so doing much more as a crafter, sometimes a little bit, but I do like mixed media. And I'm also thinking about doing and painting on a wooden panel and trying to make my own faces, because I like to do that. I don't think they are beautiful, but I like to do it. And maybe I will do it on I was thinking about this tomorrow, maybe do it on a video and see if people like that, because I am putting as much as I can different things on my channel, and to see what people like. Until now, I see that people like most the soft pastel items on this moment, because I have how much, about 40 videos or something like that. So this one is doing very well. Last time I put a video with graphite blocks, what you can do with water. That one was also received good. So it's I still looking about what people like and what they want to see, because that is the only way to grow on your channel, of course. But no, I don't frame them. I don't know if you have seen some of my other. This one is one of them. This one is done with I have to think, Copics. Yes, Copics. This one is done with Copics. It's also one of my favorite mediums, Copics. And I did another one, I think, in this book. We have to see. I will spray this a little bit around, fix it with this one, Pastel Revolution. It's for Claire Fontaine. This is also the one who makes the pastel matte paper. This one I did with acrylic paints. Was also the first time, and I needed to, and I mixed my own skin color, but I think it's too dark, so I need to practice a little bit about that. But it was a nice, and I'm doing this one. And with what did I do this? Oh, I need to think. I think, oh my gosh, I think a little bit of watercolors and maybe Inktense pencils. I don't know anymore. but something like that. But it's still a working in progress, and I don't know what to think about it. But for the rest, it's nothing here in this book, I think. No, not in this book. But thank you for the compliment. I'm trying to make them beautiful, and I really like those of these images, but I don't like the paper. That's a little bit of my problem. I do think they are doing very well with Copics, so with alcohol markers. It's very well for that one, but that's why I'm trying all those mediums. I'm trying the paints and I'm trying the watercolors, but they all buckle, and I don't like when paper is buckling. This one is not buckle, but the kind of layering is different. It works like you see, but it's not the way I really like to work, but it's working. So for every paper and for every medium there is a learning curve, and yeah. And if you have a little bit experience, it will work for you, but it's not always the way that you want to work. But for now, it's okay. And it's just a coloring book, so I'm not worrying about it too much. It's not a picture that has to hang on my walls for 100 years. So, it's okay. But, Vicky, I think this is it for today. I'm going to say goodbye to you and thank you for being here. And for the other people who are watching this later, thank you for being here. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, please. And yeah, I will see you next time. Also, if you want it, you can share the videos on Facebook if you have it or something. That's also okay, no problem. Just the way that I maybe can grow. Yes. Okay. Well, Vicky, thank you for being here, and see you next time. I hope. I have to do it in the morning, eh? Okay. Bye.